Kiss is getting closer, VC. 19 days and 5 hours away for those of us who partake of the Kool-Aid on this, and I'm looking forward to it personally. I wanted to talk about some of my wish list items on here, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait till after that day and do a video of what I got that day. Some of this stuff I may not be able to find, and so I'm very much looking forward to the videos later on that day and that night of all the other VCers of what they found and picked up and got or wanted and didn't get and so forth. So, VC, happy Easter to everybody out there. This will be my 4th video. This is the Kinks playing off of Village Green here, which I just have my iPod set on shuffle, so there is no telling what's coming up next, and that's kind of the fun of iPod Shuffle, I think. Anyway, so 4th video, and it's been a couple of months, probably a month and a half or so since I've made my last video. I guess the dog ate my homework. I don't know. I don't really have an excuse for it. I've been lazy. Let's see. This would be the dog, by the way. Say hey, Otis. That's Otis Redding. Just called Otis. My first 3 videos I showed some of the stuff that some of the items from my collection, things that I already had, and I wanted to do a video of recent acquisitions, but the problem with that was that a month or so ago picked up some records, but they were all Christmas related albums, and I've not a massive collection, but I've got a fairly good collection of Christmas related music, 45s and albums and a few CDs, and I would love to do I plan to do a Christmas video on my Christmas collection. March 31st is probably not the best time for all that holly jolly and trim the tree and silent night stuff though, so I will do that November, December. So I had picked up some things after the holidays that were Christmas related albums. Didn't think it was fitting to talk about them at that time, but in the last couple of weeks, last week or two, I've got quite a few new things, and so I thought I would show off some of them. First one, short and sweet. I made a order from Sundazed Music, and two items I got from them. The first one was actually one of those Christmas related records, which you'll have to wait till November to find out what that was. It's a neat little thing that I hadn't heard before. Second one, no big deal. Well, it is a big deal. It's a great album, but picked up a copy of this on vinyl. Sly and the Family Stone's Fresh album, which I had didn't have before. I've got got it on an MP3, but love Sly and the Family Stone. His 60s work mainly. This was kind of the last of his Purple Patch period, but great album here. I think the album that came out after this, Live. No, I can't remember what came out after this, but I think that one's not bad either. But this was from '73. So Que Sera Sera and Skin I'm In, and there's some good stuff on this. This is one that I'd wanted for a long time, so I'm glad to have finally got a copy of that. So that was from Sundazed. Now the other thing, I made an order, and this showed up a week or two ago. Big box of records, and we're going to open it together and see what's in it. Actually, I already did that a couple of weeks ago, but through the magic of video, we can pretend like that's what we're doing. So let's see what we got here. A lot of stuff in here. Okay, well, here's the story on this. There's a music message board that I frequent pretty much daily, probably daily almost. called Black Cat Bone, which is a lot of people. It's about 50-50 England and America. Well, there's people from Europe and all on there too, but mainly England and America. Just people talking about music, just anything and everything you could think of to do with music. It is kind of an offshoot of the Mojo magazine message board, and it's been around about 10 years. But I'm rambling there. But they do have several threads on there that are kind of stay on there forever. People, what now playing threads are always on there, and it's just people post the records that they're playing right now, mainly CDs. There's no the now playing vinyl thread where people post the vinyl records they're playing right now. Some other threads. One of the other threads that stays up there all the time is the exact title, but it's new, I'll buy it, or what's new, and it's just people posting new releases. Maybe a reissue, maybe a brand new release, brand new band, which is an interesting thread because you see quite a few albums or bands that you hadn't heard, or I do anyway, hadn't heard of before, and think, well, that looks interesting, and so you go check them out, and you like them or you don't like them, whatever. Well, this was posted on there 2 or 3 weeks ago. Veronica Falls, and this is their second album, Waiting for Something to Happen. And I had never heard of Veronica Falls before I saw the post on there. And to be totally honest with you, I just thought the cover is kind of cool. So I went to their website, actually the record company, which is Slumberland Records, which I had heard of vaguely somewhere there. I don't think I had ever bought any of their records before. But I went there, and they had where you could listen to 2 or 3 songs, the entire version, not just those little 30-second snippets like you get with Amazon. And so I listened to 2 or 3 of the songs, thought they were pretty cool. The back label there is just blank. And I liked them, so I thought, well, that's nice. I'll go ahead and order this album. And so I did that. Before I do that, there is also just a little insert in there that's a picture of, not really sure what that is, but there's just some information of who plays on the record and so forth. So I ordered the album. It had come out on white vinyl originally, the first 1,000 or so copies. I was too late to get, that was already sold out. So I just got it on regular black vinyl. Well, I looked at that and I thought the songs on the album sounded pretty good, but then I see that they had their first album, and I listened to the songs on that they had up, and I thought they were pretty good, so I ordered the first album too. And it's the same. You've got and an insert in there. So I've listened to both of these records several times. At this point, I kind of like the first album better than I do the second. Second album's really good though, but it's they're both still so new that I am still getting acquainted with them. So both pretty good albums. Kind of poppy. Doesn't really sound like 90s music. There's a female singer in the band, and doesn't really sound like Go-Go's Bangles stuff either, but it's just kind of pop, good stuff, guitar. So when I was on the Slumberland Records website, I kept looked around at their other bands and other releases, and so this band is Never Ever. That's Shake a Baby. This is a little kind of an EP. There's only, well, let's find out. I think there's like 6 songs on this. Yeah, 3 songs per side, I believe, or 3 on one side, 2 on the other, so 5. And I'm not sure how long this has been out, but it is on, I don't know if you can see that, but it's kind of a bronze gold vinyl. And It's kind of another group with a girl singer, poppy stuff, good stuff. And I got this big box of records, so I've got plenty to play, so I haven't been able to give any of these albums the attention they deserve yet. As far as getting to know what's what with them, here is their Never Ever Angelic Swells is their full-length album, and just kind of more of the same. I don't know if the EP came out first or the full-length, but so I ordered both of those, and I just kept going on Slumberland Records site, because sometimes when you find a good thing, you just keep going and you spend too much money. This band, Golden Girls, GRRLS, which I don't think there's actually any girls in the band, so that's kind of funny there. But that just came out earlier this month, and the first 1,000 or so copies of it are on this kind of clear vinyl, milky clear vinyl, I guess. This one I have listened to only once, just haven't had time, and my first impression of it was that it was just okay, but I have not had time to, like I said, I haven't had time. I've got so many new records in the last couple of weeks that I haven't had time to check them out. But that's telephone, wouldn't you know it? So there are 3 more records in here from Slumberland. This was another one that was brand new, just came out this month. This is called Girls' Names. The band is Girls' Names. The album is called The New Life. And this one is also, since it just came out, this is the clear vinyl version of that. And this one I have played several times because I love this thing. This is great, and I had never heard of this band before. I just stumbled across the Veronica Falls posting on Black Cat Bone, and which had me stumbling over to Slumberland Records, which had me finding all these new bands. And these guys are great, and girls' names, but there is not, as far as I can tell, any females in this band either, so it's kind of funny. But this is kind of 80s Flock of Seagulls meets Joy Division meets just sort of a Echo and the Bunnymen. And I don't know if that sounds good to you, but it's actually a little more somnambulant music, but not dreary and boring. Just really good stuff. Just kind of trancy, guitar laden. I don't know, it's great stuff. I really like them. I would say check them out. I'd say go to Slumberland website, which I guess is, I'm pretty sure it's just slumberland.com, and check out Girls' Name, and you can listen to several of the samples. This is also Girls' Name. It is a 12-inch with, this is the last song on the album proper, The New Life, and this is just 2 different versions of it. And this is also a limited edition thing of 1,000, or it doesn't say, but it says very limited edition, so I don't know what that means, but it's on white vinyl, and that's one of the best songs on the album, which is an album full of really good songs. I really like this album, and have posted the album proper. The 12-inch is good too, but I've posted it on the VC Facebook page a couple of times, and I would say go check it out. Veronica Falls I like a lot. The Golden Girls I'm going to have to listen to a couple of more times to make up my mind. And Never Ever is pretty good stuff. They're kind of like I said, girl pop, kind of 80s sounding pop music. Not Madonna, closer to Pat Benatar meets the Bangles, I don't know. But some pretty good stuff. The other thing on this that I got was a Veronica Falls 45, and it has the song My Heart Beats, which is on the album, and Killing Time, which I believe is on the B-side, which is not on the album, I'm pretty sure. I like this. They send out the picture sleeve with came with a plastic sleeve, but the 45 also came with a plastic sleeve, the black, so you don't have to, black sleeve, so you don't have to mess up your picture sleeve. And the 45, I think this is a limited edition, but it's on kind of funky white and black colored vinyl on that side, or bluish white and black. And then on this side, it's kind of black and white and some brown in there. So that's pretty cool. And I have not played this yet, so I need to listen to that B-side because I don't think that's on the regular album. This is from the new album, the Waiting for Something to Happen album. So there's that. The other thing which I always like with vinyl, you don't get it all the time, but a lot of times you do. You got the cards to download the albums into your MP3 players, so you can put it in your iTunes. The box came with, as well, little stickers. I'm not sure, SLRs, Slumberland Records, Veronica Falls, Golden Girls, and I'm not going to take the time to open all of these, but I got posters that I guess like they send out to the record stores for every one of the 5 or 6 albums I bought in that bunch. There's the Veronica Falls one, and I like this album. I like the first one better so far, but the covers on both of those are really cool, and so it's just because I like that cover that I went and spent all this money, as I tend to do on records, on all these bands that I had never heard of 5 minutes earlier, but that's kind of what makes it fun. Okay, so then I got that in the mail, like I said, 2 weeks ago or so. I don't remember exactly, but then a couple of days later, I get another package in the mail, and Numero Records, I've talked about them on some of my earlier posts. You all might remember this monster is this big limited edition box set that they put out last year, around October or so. It's 46, I think it's 46 45s of just these rare soul 45s on these little labels that kind of came and went, and the 45s replicate the original labels of the 45s, which are probably almost impossible to find nowadays, the real ones. Anyway, Numero Records. So I learned about Numero Records a year and a half ago or so, and I bought quite a bit of things. They're a great record label. They do soul music, a lot of 60s and 70s soul music. I love that stuff. Just these little labels where you've got, you know, you had Stax and you had Motown, but then you had High Records and so forth. But then you had these people doing, they wanted to make their own Motown, so they made their own little label, which, you know, lasted a year or two, put out X number of 45s, a couple of albums, and then bankrupt and out of there, and, you know, no hits, no radio play. So this kind of rare soul labels that they, Cap Soul label, and a couple of the other labels like that, which, you know, most people probably never heard of. Numero does a great job of putting together compilations of those obscure labels, but just because it's obscure doesn't mean it's no good. There's some really great stuff there on those albums, you know, and some of it's kind of random and just so too, naturally, but anybody that's seen the movie Blue Valentine with Michelle Williams and the song You and Me by Penny and the Quarters, that's a Numero release. That's an old 45 from the 60s that they actually put out as a 45, and they put out on an album. I've got the album. I don't remember which one it is on, but that's a great song. Go to YouTube and type in Penny and the Quarters, or You and Me by Penny and the Quarters. Just a great old soul song. That's a tape that they found, and I don't think they even know who Penny and the Quarters were, because it's so obscure. It's just some people went and cut a record back in '66, '67, and uh, 30 years later it miraculously was found and released by Numero. Anyway, so Numero, they do the soul stuff. They do buttons sets, and a couple other records that are like the power pop compilations of obscure power pop songs from the 78, 79, 80 period. They re-released a lot of the reissued a lot of the Shoes albums, and I've been wanting to pick up some of those. They do, in addition to soul, they do some gospel, kind of soul, gospel, funk, gospel type compilations, which I've got a few of those. Those are great things. They do some, well, they a lot of stuff anyway. But I found out about Numero about a year and a half ago, like I said, and they do a subscription every year, because they release probably 8 or 9 albums a year, roughly, and X number of 45s every year. But they do an album subscription, a CD subscription, and a 45 subscription. Well, last year I bought their album subscription, vinyl subscription, kind of toward the end of the year, like August, September, so I got everything at once because they had already released it. This year I bought the album vinyl subscription, and I bought the 45 subscription, but you don't get it all at once. If you start at the first of the year, you get the things as they come out. So on one of my earlier videos I showed these 3 double 45 sets in the gatefold that Numero had put out. That was part of the subscription. That was a couple of 60s bands and then a band from like 1979. Pretty neat stuff. But anyway, so I have the Numero subscription this year, and a couple of days after I got the Veronica Falls package, this came in the mail, which is Numero number 43. They number their releases, and this is the Dynamic label, and they call these series Eccentric Soul. They've got some other series, but the Eccentric Soul is usually the compilation of some obscure soul label. And so this is a label that ran from, I don't know, 65 to sometime, long out of print now, or long out of business since. But this is really great. Just some, I love the cover. That's classic. And Numero has some great covers, but that's just great. I have no idea who that is, but great cover. And I haven't actually read the. They're good with their liner notes too, and I haven't read this one yet because I have played this one probably 3 or 4 times already, and there is not a bad song on this. This is just great. I mean, it's just soul, but the label also did a few garage rock bands, obscure garage rock bands, and these are basically the type of labels where back in the 60s, early 70s, if you had 50 or $100 and you wanted to make a 45, you came in and played whatever you wanted to do and made your 45, probably just for yourself and your friends, or if you had a little more money, you could press up some to sell at shows. So, but this is one of the, and I don't want to say the best because Numero, I haven't gotten a bad release from them yet, with the one exception album. I don't, it's over there, and I don't feel like going over and getting it, but it was kind of a soft rock of the 70s thing that they put out last year. And I don't want to say it's bad, it's just not my cup of tea. But they've had great stuff, and but this is one of my favorite of them. So, and like I said, I also have the 45 subscription through Numero this year, and so I'm supposed to get like 2 45s a month minimum. And they've got, that's a Numero sleeve, looks like that, and they also have this style. So this is a group called Sign of the Time, not Times Time. I Think of You and Hurts So Bad. I don't know if that's the old Beheart Randazzo and Wilding. So I don't know if that's the old, actually, Linda Ronstadt song, but someone else did it before Linda Ronstadt, and I can't remember. Was that, well, anyway, I don't know if that's that song or not. But Sign of the Time, I have no idea who they are. And here, this one is The Notations. It's That Girl. Don't know if that has anything to do with the old TV show from the 60s. And the other side is This Time I'm For Real by The Notations. I have played one of these, and I don't remember which one, but it was pretty good, and it's just kind of a Southern soul. Uh, I love soul music and among a lot of other things, but so one of these was really good, and I don't remember now which one it was, and I need to really play both of them and check them out. So that's the numero stuff. The other thing was I went by Doc's record store in Fort Worth, not yesterday, but Saturday before, last week, just to check in and look around and just check out what they had. And this is what I picked up. Take that off there, which is a Love Curtis Mayfield and the Impressions and Love Curtis Mayfield solo. And this is one that I had wanted for a long time. I have it on, someone gave me an MP3 set with a bunch of his stuff, and this was included on it, but I never actually had it on CD or album. And this is in pretty good shape, really. It's not mint, but it's pretty good shape. And I've played it, and it plays fine. And this was $8 for a double album. And I'd already heard this, but it's good to have. And this is one of the classic live albums. Curtis Mayfield's great. If you haven't checked him out, check him out. The other one that I ran across several things I wanted to buy, but I was good and only bought 2 albums. I wanted to get the Otis Redding, the new thing on the blue vinyl, purple vinyl. I think it's on blue vinyl. Saw that there. I might get that next time. I was kind of looking for the new My Bloody Valentine album, but they were out of it. I think they've got it since. But I ran across this, which is, I had always heard of this. I'd seen this album cover. This is one of those, was rated one of the 10 worst album covers of all time in some magazine or poll somewhere. I don't know. I kind of like it. I think it's goofy and funny, and I think it's cool. But I had never heard of, I had heard of Swamp Dogg. I'd never really heard him. I'd heard a song or two on YouTube, and so I didn't really know what to expect. They had this is his second solo album, and they had his first, and I need to pick that up, Total Destruction of Your Mind, that's called. This is from 1971, and Total Destruction is from 1970. He had, I need to read up some more on him, because he had written songs for other people, Gene Pitney, and he had done some recording or producing with Irma Thomas and Doris Troy. So he had written other songs, written for other people, and I think he had done some, Swamp Dogg is not his, not the name on his birth certificate, and I don't remember what his real name is, but he had recorded some songs in the 60s, I think, under his real name, some 45s or albums. That's just, but I didn't know what to expect from this. I was expecting some kind of, wild, crazy, psychedelic soul, the first few Funkadelic albums, or Sly and the Family Stone, and it's really not that. It's more kind of country soul, Southern fried soul, which is nothing wrong with that. That's great stuff. But I'm running late. Otis is asleep over here, and rambled on enough, so I'm going to wrap up here, because that's really all I got except for the Christmas album deal, and I'll show you that some other time when we do the Christmas video. So, hope everyone has a happy Easter, and looking forward to Record Store Day, which is, like I say, just around the corner, and I'll be out there at Doc's and at Record Town in Fort Worth. Those are my 2 stops that day, and really look forward to seeing what everybody else wants and gets and picks up, and seeing their videos later on that night. So, happy Easter, BC. Have a good Sunday and weekend, and we will talk to you soon.